to the world.
I don't even know what to say. I'm here with Dominic from Ubisoft, Montreal. I just got out of a 15-minute demo of this right here, Watch Dogs. I've never seen anything like it. I have no idea what to say, but thank you.
I spent all afternoon getting it ready for you.
For the team in Montreal, it's super exciting to finally be able to show it. We've been working on this for over 2 years, almost 3 years, and the reaction here is awesome, so thank you.
The reaction everywhere is going to be awesome. I've never seen anything like this game.
She's oiled, she's loose, she's perfect, just the way you like it.
It takes place where? In the city of Chicago?
It's set in Chicago. The demo you saw is in the middle of downtown in the Loop. You basically, you play as Aiden Pierce.
He's a badass motherfucker.
You're gonna deliver a message for me.
No way!
This guy is insane,
Yeah.
and he's like all powerful.
Well, he comes from some pretty tough neighborhoods. So he can use his gun, he can use his fist, but he's also super smart. So he can actually use the city itself as a weapon.
Yeah, let's talk about that. The CTOS, the city operating system. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so basically in our Chicago, he can control anything that's hooked up to the grid. So that means any computer, anything, your smartphone, traffic system, surveillance system, anything that's hooked up to the grid he can control.
Which is basically everything in the modern world, which is why this game is so conceptually amazing.
Yeah.
And so he uses guns, he uses fists. I also noticed that he uses an expandable baton.
You know, he's not necessarily the biggest guy out there, but he, you know, if he's gonna take someone out,
he has this.
He has this.
And if you know what he can do with this, it's his greatest weapon. It's insane.
Yeah, and when he decides he wants to take someone, you know, up close and personal, he uses his stick.
Yeah, I saw that.
He doesn't kid with it.
Yeah, no, he broke a couple people down.
Yeah.
Speaking about the combat stuff, I noticed something that I haven't seen in many games, which is he got in a fight and an innocent bystander got killed in a car. Which I was like, that was the thing that blew me away. I was like, wow, the realism of this is insane.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that because that's our goal. Our goal is that you see the collateral damages of your plans. You decide how you want to do things. In the demo, we hacked into the traffic system and caused a car crash downtown Chicago, right?
Yeah.
And then we start a firefight there and then. So obviously there's collateral damages and someone gets killed. Now, it's kind of your fault, right?
It is your fault, but he doesn't care.
But, well, the player decides, right? So Aiden's not a good guy, he's not a bad guy, he's in the middle there. And it's the player who decides the kind of plans he wants to do and what he wants to do with his newfound powers, basically.
I found it really interesting that this game, you sort of play God within a man, but it's like a digital god. It's not the normal god.
His power will grow through the game. So you start the game, Aiden's obsessed with surveillance and protection and monitoring. So he's already obsessed with that, but he doesn't have, you know, he's not almighty. He doesn't have control over everything. And you will, as a player, will build up his network. You will build his ability to control the city as you go. And the more you build up this network, the more powerful you'll become.
Dominic, one of the things that I found really interesting, as we're both Canadian, and one of the things that was awesome I found in the demo was that the history, the sort of the backstory to this is 10 years ago when we were all, if you were up there too, I know I was playing poker by candlelight on a rooftop at my friend Rick's house. There was a blackout on the entire East Coast, and it was caused by one dude, and you guys sort of...
we twisted it a bit.
You made your own story to it.
Yeah, we twisted
but
it.
It was, but it was great because they blamed us in Canada, and it was really them in America. But I love that. So
so we're trying to ground what we do in the game in reality. So actually, all of the things that Aidens do, we found on YouTube, we found on articles, we found on tech articles. Those are things that are actually happening. There are cities right now who are networking all of their system.
Like London. And,
yeah, exactly. Like in Chicago itself, there's over 10,000 security cameras pointed at the population. Some can actually track you from camera to camera and read what's written on a piece of paper. Like, we're all fine with that.
Big brother.
Now, we live in that world, and it's fine. We're not saying it's good or bad, but when it's all in the hands of one man, you can do a lot of things with it.
Oh my God, I love it because it's such a horrible idea.
One of the other things I noticed is that it's not just a foot game. He's not only on feet. I noticed at the end of it, he jumped in a car.
Yeah.
What kind of vehicles and stuff are we looking at?
So we're not listing all the vehicles, but we're in Chicago, and you can expect all the vehicles you could expect in Chicago. Okay, I'll tell you that. And yeah, you're right to say you're not stuck to the streets. You can go in alleyways, rooftops. You can go in interior. It's important to us that no loading, right? It's a huge open world.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's a huge open world. If you see somewhere interesting, if you see an interesting interior, you can go in it, no loading, you can explore it as you want.
And I found one of the coolest things in the demo is that I get the feeling that you really do decide how you're going to play this game, as far as I want to, you may have one problem that you have to solve, but the way that you solve it, there's almost infinite ways to do it, as far as hacking into cameras and doing all that
That's
stuff.
the idea. Basically, you'll mix up his ability for violence with his ability for control, and you decide how you want to take, how you want to take action, what types of tools you want to use in situations.
Let's talk about the tools. I noticed that he went on his phone and there was many different tools that he was bringing up. What are some of the things that you can tell me about?
Okay, so I'll talk about those that are in the demo. You can scramble communication. So basically, anyone using a phone, you can cut all the connections, and all the people will try to find connection again. They'll drop their conversation. You can actually hack into any phone conversation, steal all the data in any computer in the city.
Joe, it's your guy. He's here, Aiden Pierce.
You can hack traffic system, and we actually teased a little bit there. We haven't used it, but one of the icon was a train. So
that's what I saw. I saw that.
I'll let you guess what we can do with that. And actually, at the end of the demo, he opens up one of the drawbridges over the Chicago River to cut his pursuit. So,
can you talk about the profiler tool? I noticed that he used that. What's that
so the profiler tool enables him to basically do facial recognition on all the people he meets in the streets, and he basically matched that up with all the database that the player will gather. So basically, he can tap into all the dark secrets of all the people.
Oh, I noticed you get their police record right away, and if it's clean or not.
Any useful info, basically. Maybe something you can blackmail them with, or maybe something that'll open up a lead or kind of side mission for you.
The only other thing I really want to talk about is the cross-platform stuff that's going on in the mobile stuff. Yeah.
So
that just seems like it's amazing, and you can apparently help your friends. And stuff like that.
Honestly, we didn't think we'd show it, but like at the last minute we said, let's at least do a little tease with it. So basically you're able to continue your adventure on mobile, and the idea is to keep the same fantasy. So you can literally control the city from the palm of your hand and continue to grow your ability to control the city of Chicago outside of the living room. So if you go on the bus, for example, you can still continue growing his ability to control the city. You can also play with a friend who's in his living room, play together through this. So this is something we want to push because we think it's going to grow the universe for Watch Dogs.
I can't say enough about this game. No idea. It'll come out when it's ready.
It's come out when it's done. We know it's not going to be this year, but we want to make sure it's polished when it ships.
I've never seen anything like this game, so I can't wait to see more. And hopefully, since we're so close, maybe we can come visit you at some point in Montreal.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you very much, Dominic.
My pleasure.